Welcome everybody to Eerie Encounters. This is our first episode of doing it in video, so you guys get to see our lovely, beautiful faces. Um, it's obviously our first time doing it like this, so give us a break, guys. We're still trying to, push along to give you guys better product, and slowly but surely, we're getting there. So, I'm Josh, and we have Anthony with us tonight,
Hey guys.
as always. Real quick before we get started on tonight's episode, I wanted to give a very, very big, warm welcome and a shout out to Michelle Rogers, the paranormal experiencer. She has a Instagram page and a YouTube page, and it's the paranormal experiencer for both Instagram and YouTube. Michelle is a medium. She is very, very sweet, very genuine person. She gives out great details on her her readings, her visions that she gets. You guys really should check her out on YouTube. Very, very good stuff. Her whole process of what she's trying to do, she's trying to just get the word out and eventually build it up to where she can help younger kids that are experiencing these gifts that don't know what's going on and they don't know how to control it or what to do. So she's trying to get to the point to where she can help and guide these kids that need help with it. So again, guys, check her out. So tonight we're going to talk about abductions. This one Anthony's been wanting to do for a little bit now. You want to get started on it, Anthony, or?
Sure. The first abduction story I've been inspired by and been eerie since I was a kid was the movie Fire in the Sky. The movie inspired me, and it was based off the story of Travis Walton. Travis Walton was abducted in November 5th, 1975, when a beam of light shifted him in the sky when he was at work with other loggers in Arizona. And I have seen other abduction stories where they talk about 3 to 6 foot to 9 foot aliens abducting them. And to me, it's really eerie.
Yeah, for sure. I think kind of the same thing for me too, man. Like what really got me inspired with the aliens. One of the things was Fire in the Sky. I remember that movie clearly. As a little kid seeing it the first time, and it scared the hell out of me. There's other ones too that I've seen and a lot of different stories, but that was probably the first one that really came to mind that, is just imprinted there for the first encounter that I've heard with an abduction happening. So I know with I was actually just watching a documentary on Amazon Prime about abductees' experiences, and from what they were saying, there's a lot more abductions that happen that are reported, and like a breeding process that's happening too that's not really reported that much. And there was a pretty good segment on that in the documentary, but a couple of the things I want to really touch up on is that one, the breeding process, and then just the whole experience of it, of being abducted and, being taken out of your environment and having these experiments done to you and having these encounters with these beings. It's really eerie to think about. And I know for some people, they're not scared about any of it when they talk about it, but then there's a lot of other people that have had experiences and encounters with it, and they're terrified. They've had really bad experiences with it. um I mean, like for the documentary I was just watching with the men and women, like when they're using them for making these hybrids, they are surgically implanting stuff into the uterus for the females. And like these females process of the whole um breeding process, I guess you could really say, it baffled me, like this many steps that they were talking about that had happened. And um very detailed about the tools that were used. And being pregnant like so many times. They were saying that they had only been pregnant for like 2 or 3 months, and then nothing, 4 months at the most, and then it's just gone. um yeah, having the encounters with they were saying like reptilians too, because everybody, when you think about alien abductions, you think of like the grays, the big grays and the little grays. But they were mentioning like the reptilian ones that would actually do the physical sexual intercourse with them, um, if they weren't having the surgically um, procedures done.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah, it's really crazy. Just have an alien abducting you right out of your bed, or you know, a beam of light coming through your ceiling. It's a couple of abductions stories that I read on, them showing up just in your bedroom.
yeah,
I think that's pretty eerie.
yeah, I think so too, man. I mean, for me, I don't know. I don't know how I would like handle that. Like, really, honestly, I mean, knowing me, I probably would be very uh, I guess the word I'm looking for is probably, like very traumatized and terrorized by it, because you're having this encounter with um, a different being. It's not a human being. And it's most cases, from what these people were saying, the aliens, they didn't talk. They were, speaking telepathically to them. So that's even more of a, oh shit, like, you know, it's just freaky, to some being is talking to you telepathically. And to top it off, it's a being not from this world. um
Okay.
yeah, I think the whole process is just really scary, man. Like I said, there's people that when they were sharing like their stories about how, they'd be really scared, and some of them were just really comfortable and they were fine with it. And like for me, man, no way. I
Yeah.
would not be comfortable with it at all.
Yeah. It's like Walton's story where he said that he like woke up in like a medical like type of a chair, or a you know, and like that. I think he was trying. He hit one, right?
Hmm.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He hit one. I don't know how many he explained that there was, but he hit one, and it was like it didn't phase it.
Yeah, he in his story, he he had, you know, encounters with a couple of different ones. He had, you know, the alien grays, the small ones, and then he also had interactions with the humanoid ones, like the hybrid ones.
Oh,
But that was more towards the end of his encounter when they were taking him from that room to another ship, and then he was just out and then woke up, you know, off the ship.
wow.
Yeah, dude.
It, that movie, man, it really like scared me as it traumatized me as a kid.
Mhm.
I would not want to like look through the blinds of my
No,
house. I
no,
would
okay.
always make sure the doors were locked.
Yeah,
Uh,
like, you know, what's weird, man, is I actually just finished that documentary tonight, and I started watching it a couple of days ago, like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And the first night I watched it, I only watched half of it, and like, dude, I woke up in the middle of the night and like thinking, oh shit, you know, like, I mean, I spooked myself out, but I was like worried when I wake up to go get up to whatever I was going to go get up to. I don't know if you just heard that, but there was like a bang in here
yeah.
as a second bang. um, but I was worried that I was going to walk down into the hallway and like have this encounter with an alien. And like I said, I set myself up for it, you know, because I watched it and then I immediately woke up like, what if I have an encounter with this alien? But um, that feeling reminded me of Fire in the Sky, like as a kid when I was watching it. I'm trying to find the movie, this documentary, so I could tell our listeners what it was. It is, let's see here. Yeah, this is real time, guys. It is, man, it's so weird. I just had it on here. Um, yeah, man.
Well,
See,
you,
Prime does
yeah,
that, dude. Like sometimes, like I'll have stuff on here that I was just watching, and then it's not here anymore. But I'm pretty sure it was just called Alien Abduction. Um, I think it was just called Alien Abduction.
alien abduction.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, on that documentary, for the women, they were saying, and there was a man on there too that was also talking about, um, you know, his experiences when they were taking semen from him and stuff. And
Oh,
uh, yeah, like one of the guys, well, it was a therapist that was saying that she has a man that she does sessions with, and he said that he had over 3,300 hybrid children, and they end up bringing the abductees back up onto the ship, or they come to them, and they bring this hybrid child to have this interaction with them. And excuse me, they were saying that you could tell it was obviously not human, but it just had these very beautiful, beautiful eyes, and the skin was really thin, almost paper thin, like, and hair was like super thin. It looked like doll hair almost, but it was really parted, kind of like kind of like a like pasta noodles, kind of like very thin spaghetti angel hair noodles, and the eyes were just really, really, really big, and they like the nose had like a tiny little nose and a tiny little nasal holes for the nose and a tiny little mouth. But they would bring these kids to the abductees to have the interactions of either to show like sympathy and the like feelings and affection. And it's just weird to think about it. Like we already know that it's already possible to have artificial insemination happen and to have that happen. So why would it not be possible for other beings to, perform this and do this?
I think it's possible. It's pretty eerie
Yeah.
just listening to this.
Yeah. Well,
What
and
you said.
what's, oh, go ahead, man.
What you said, it was just pretty eerie, big eyes, ramen like hair, and
Yeah. Kind of like Cabbage Patch Kids. You
yeah,
remember those, man?
yeah.
Um, no, and they also were saying too, for like the pregnancies, man, like only like 2-3 months. And this one girl, she was so vivid with detail about it. Uh, they would insert some type of a gadget into her belly button, and they would take these kind of like finger prongs, like clamps that was 3, and they would uh, it was kind of like a snake that you would use to like unclog clogs and pipes. And they would put that in there, and they would very delicately just grab and pull the embryo out and put it in like this little container and close it, and then drop it into a glass container. And that was it. It was done. And um, they'd put them in, like, the test tubes and stuff, and like have them like grow and go through the phases. And it's just it's so weird, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that they all of them had mentioned, that when they were having these encounters with them, they would always be like frozen, like just frozen stiff, and they had like no control. And it was always either 2 different environments when they were having these abductions happen. They were always either in a very clean, sanitary hospital like room, or it was them showing them around and walking them around and kind of giving them a tour of where they were at, and then taking them to do the procedures. Um, they also had said, this one's really weird, man. They also had said that uh, it was mainly the women. For the women, when they would have these interactions with these alien beings, it would be with a man that was basically to their desire, like their dream man, very, very well looking, just gorgeous, like hypnotizing eyes. And they would end up, having sex and doing all of this other stuff. And before they would have sex, like they would be walking down a hall, and they would come across another like man. But as soon as they would kind of get like the halfway point, they could kind of see like a glitch, and they would see what was really behind that image, and it was the reptilian aliens.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So they're capable of having like a what would you call it, man? A like a telegram, not a telegram.
Um,
I'm drawing a blank on it, and um,
Telescope.
it's like uh, a 3D model.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a telegram.
Not a
Um,
telegram.
a hologram.
Hologram. There you go.
Hologram. God, man.
Freaking
Yeah.
hologram.
But they would say it's like a hologram. Like, imagine that, man. A hologram that covers this being so it presents itself of something else that it's not. That's even more fucking scarier
Yeah.
for me. Because it's so misleading. And they also said, like, when they were having sex with them, it was just this blank, like, look, like nothing was there, in the looks of the expressions that they were getting. um yeah, the
Wow.
the guy that was on this documentary that I was watching too, he um excuse me, he was saying that with his encounters, they were getting so bad for his encounters that he was sleeping in like his like RV that was like parked in his garage, so like his little trailer, and he would have like the door locked to the RV and stuff, and like the garage door, and he could hear them in the middle of the night coming in to the garage, and he could hear their feet just like running around and walking around and like knocking shit over and like trying to find him. And they would rattle the door handles and stuff trying to get in, and he would, you know, be so overcome with fear. Like, oh dude, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about that.
Yeah, dude.
He would get so overwhelmed with the fear that he would just, you know, become just numb and like just frozen, and then just like something knocked him out, and then he'd wake up and he'd be on his experience again with the aliens. um yeah, dude. Oh.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna give some people some nightmares. Like,
Yeah. The hearing the feet.
yeah, yeah, trying to
Oh,
open up a
God.
door, dude.
No. Run.
Yeah.
You
No,
can't
man.
run.
And
You're in your room.
yeah. No, and you know, even for like, I believe it, man. I believe it's true. I believe it does happen. um I mean, I also do believe that there are a lot of fake stories with it. You know, people make up bullshit hoaxes, and that's just the world we live in. But um you know, it even goes back further to even thousands of years, you know, with the oblongated heads and stuff, you know, the skulls. And um I definitely do think that there is some hybridings going on. I definitely do believe in the black-eyed children. I think that's, you know, part of the hybriding stuff. And even with like, have you ever heard of the Star Child?
I think I have.
Yeah, so the like the Star Child, it's a ancient uh it's an ancient skull, and it's like the shape of the head. It's so weird, man. It looks like an alien's head, and they actually did DNA testing on it, and they found female genetics, but the fathers, the male's chromosomes, were not human.
Oh.
Yeah. So, excuse me. So it's there, man. The proof is there. And you know, I do believe that uh some of the kings back in ancient civilized times, you know, like in Egypt and the Mayans and stuff, um I do believe that some of them probably were aliens.
Oh, yeah. I very much believe so. In the Egyptian days, I think the Aztecs too at one time had connection with aliens.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because you know, the knowledge that they had to do all these, magnificent. Man, I'm stuttering tonight. Not even going to try. All these wonderful, structures and all these great things that they had built. Man, it was knowledge.
calendars, the time with the sun and the moon.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff that they learned
The
from
star
the alien
maps.
star maps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, man, it's uh, the alien abductions. It's very mixed up, man. I mean, I think people believe in UFOs more than abductions happening, and yeah, that's sad. It really is because I think it is a real thing. It's the people that come up with the hoax stories that really have put a bad name on it for these people that legitimately have these encounters.
yeah.
I mean, another one that really comes up to mind. I I can't remember the name, but I was a little kid, man. This was probably around the same time as Fire in the Sky had just came out. My dad was watching this one TV show, and it was about alien abductions, and um it was showing this one clip of the flying saucer, had landed, and it was showing the little grays like walking down out of the ramp of the ship and like coming into the woman's house and like taking her out of the house and taking her on the ship. And I know that's a reenactment, but for a kid seeing that, you're like, oh my God, like it scared me, man, for a really long time. Um,
Yeah.
I can still vividly like remember it as if I just saw it yesterday. Like, um, yeah. So I mean, what do you think of what do you think the whole purpose is, man, of this?
Um, the purpose of abduction.
Yeah.
I think they want to experiment on us. You know, I think they've been doing it for years, centuries, ancient age. Before, um, they've been coming here for years, and it's like what you're saying. They have some form of connection with the government.
Mhm.
Some of them do, and some of them don't. And my brother was watching a little on them and on a documentary on a guy that has uh, pretty much his own students, and he pretty much was explaining how some of them don't want connection with the government. They want to keep it themselves secret.
Mm.
So
Yeah. I think what they're trying to do is I think they're trying to build um, their own race, like their own breed. I think you've heard me tell you about like the theory of how um like aliens are like our creators, right? Like that's a big strong theory of that they're actually the creators of us. They've like altered the DNA from what it used to be to what we are now.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think personally, I think what they're doing with them trying to make the hybrids, they're trying to make their a new race to where like one, either something's really wrong to where they're trying to make this race for like back to their home planets, or two, they're trying to make it to where it's gonna just change and alter things here. Either way, take it for what you want. But I think that's what that is, and that also includes with them doing like the experiments and stuff with us, and um, I really do think that there probably is like an inside job working with the government too. And I mean, the government can only control so much of what they're going to do. But, uh, I think they're like, okay, hey, we'll give you a little bit of this technology and help you out. And well, you give us the resources and we're going to do this. Um, that's my belief. And, uh, yeah, man, just the whole thing. It's really, it's a cool subject to talk about. It's not even cool. It's very interesting,
Yeah.
but it's also scary, to really think about it because uh, there's nothing you could do to stop that from happening if you were to get abducted. I mean, not one thing. You could lock your doors. That doesn't mean that they're still going to come in.
Yeah.
Um,
They just can come through with the beam of light.
yeah. I don't think that they're just doing a beam of light, over your house and you're just like, oh, like flowing up,
No.
I don't think they're doing beam me up, Scotty. I don't think they're doing that. I mean,
you got a Fitbit. You're like, beam me up.
Beam me up, Scotty. No, I mean, they might have the technology for that. I don't know, but I do think obviously they're entering your house, or if you're driving down the road, and you see the light, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, like you're like fucking 20 miles away from where you were originally, and like 3 hours have passed by. I think obviously, something's happening with the light. But that's kind of interesting to think of like how they're getting you up there. Or if they're even really taking you up onto a ship. That's, I don't know, man. Like, just till I brought that up right now, like I've never really like put like full thought into it. Like, what is the whole process that they do to get you from point A to point B? Like,
it's part of their secret.
yeah. Because like the abductees, they never talk about it. They never mention it. Like, it's always just they're either just seeing them, within their house, or like they're waking up to them within their household, and then they're just there, or then they wake up and they're just there, and then they're back at home when they wake up. Yeah, man, that's talking to somebody. I would like to get the perspective of talking to somebody that has had a abduction encounter. Maybe they have some insight on it, and they can fill in the blanks for that.
Yeah, we can have them come on here or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just, something to really, you can dwell and dwell and dwell on this a lot. And it's almost like it's like a never ending equation. There's just so much to it. There's always a, well, what if, and why, and
if anybody's had an abduction or knows somebody of one, hit up oneeerieencounters@gmail.com.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, guys. Or you can message us on, the YouTube page. Be sure to hit the subscribe and like. We need all of the followers and likes that we can get, man, for YouTube. And we definitely enjoy doing this. We love doing this. It's fun. And we just want to reach out to as many people as we can, and continue to keep doing this. And we definitely want to hear a lot of people's encounters of other things too. it doesn't have to be just about alien abductions and UFOs and stuff. Eerie encounters, we cover, all of it. We're interested in all of it. And that's, our cup of tea. So, yeah, man, I mean, I kind of got nothing else more to really go off of with the alien abductions. We could go on and on and on, for the whole
Yeah.
night, but I think we'll kind of start sounding like a broken record, just you know. Um,
Yeah.
but oh yeah, and the other thing too is Michelle, the medium that I mentioned in the beginning. She is willing to do an episode with us. She's under the weather. Hopefully everything's okay for her. I know she had mentioned that she thinks she's coming down with the flu. Hopefully it is just the flu. um, so hopefully we can get that for the next episode, guys. That would be really cool. If not the next one, it'll come when it comes.
Yeah, thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, we enjoy it, guys. We really appreciate all the likes and all the fans that we get and are getting that are listening to us. We can't thank you guys enough. So on that note, man, I'm ready to kind of end it on that. What do you think? Do you have some more stuff you want to add to it, or?
That's it, man.
All right.
Watch the movie Fire in the Sky. In the dark.
Yeah. Fire in the Sky.
Dark.
Now, keep
Watch
in mind
it.
with Fire in the Sky, there is some stuff, stuff that wasn't completely true. It was Hollywood, but there was actually a lot in the movie that was really, held to the truth. But yes, watch Fire in the Sky. That is a really good movie. So on that note, I mean, we're going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, going through this painful process of us doing this first video episode. I promise you it's going to get better each time we do one. And we're going to give you better product each episode. So until then, guys, hit the like, subscribe, email us at oneeerieencounters@gmail.com.
Adios, folks.
All right.